If you hate small talk, you definitely need to watch this video. I'm going to explain to you why hating doing small talk with people in conversations is actually hurting the ability that you will have to build deeper relationships with people in your future. I used to be the same way where I thought, why would I bother having conversations with people about small, minute things such as the weather or sports that I don't even watch or care about? I understand where you're coming from when you feel and think this way. However, over time, I did learn that by not agreeing to master small talk, I was also limiting myself to the type of people that I would be able to connect with and also limiting the types of opportunities that I had to become better at socializing and making friends and developing deeper relationships with people. So, I'm going to explain to you here why small talk is important if you want to meet more people, get better at socializing, and build deeper relationships. Before we get started, I want to let you know that I do have a Patreon page in case you need one-on-one coaching for anything related to this video. So just make sure you check it out at the end of the video if you do find this information to be helpful. All right, so I'm going to give you an example. Someone, you see somebody at work, because this is one of the most common places you're going to get small talk, and they don't know what to say. So they say, hey, how's your day? And then you go into this boring, mundane thing. Is, oh, it's going well. How about you? And then from there, most of the time, you don't care to say anything else. You don't care about that person. You know they don't care about you. So overall, the conversation's quality is very low. However, with most people, you have to open yourself up a little bit more in order to get them to open up a little bit more. So, for instance, I made this example earlier with one of my Patreon subscribers. I could literally use the same opener for each person, and then you can take the conversation from there. The strategy is to practice staying on the same or similar topic for as long as possible, so that way you go deeper on the same topic. No matter what they state the topic is, learn how to go deeper on the same topic for as long as possible till it doesn't make sense to carry on the same subject. What this will require is for you to have a lot of active listening skills, and then all you're going to do is facilitate the conversation forward. So you're not doing most of the talking. You're finding ways to keep them talking on a same subject, even if it's something you're uninterested in, because this is the only way the conversation will move into a direction that then becomes deeper and more personal. So, for instance, even if someone asks you something dumb about the weather that you don't care about, they'll say, oh, yeah, it's really rainy out there. And then you can literally turn it around and say, oh, were you planning? Yeah, it is. That sucks because I like to go do something outside. Were you planning to go do anything interesting for the weekend? And so you move it forward so they can talk and you let them do most of the talking. You set it up. So then they'll say, no, I didn't really have any plans. It's just sometimes they'll open up. They'll say, it's just sometimes it ruins my mood or it makes the day feel kind of bland whenever you, whenever it's raining the entire day. I said that's true. I said, so you believe that the weather affects your mood? And I was like, well, what do you like to do when it's sunny outside? You must have something interesting you like to do, or how does it change what you do? So now I'm still getting them to open up and be a little bit more personal because they're like, oh, well, I jet ski and so it sucks right now. I can't go jet skiing or I can't go hiking. And you're like, oh, really? I actually started hiking last year. Where do you go hiking? So now you're just going off of whatever they're giving you. Or you're like, jet skiing. I've never tried jet skiing. How did you get into that? Do you own a jet ski yourself? They're going to start telling you stories. They're going to start giving you information. And all you're doing is you take the information, you share a little bit about yourself, and then you put out a question or a statement that gives them the opportunity to share more about them. So that way, that was typically like a 5 minute conversation where they could have told me about jet skis and what they like to do in the summer, and that their uncle has this house on the lake, and that they sometimes rent out the house and throw parties there. It could be all kind of stuff. And that could have started from just, hey, the weather's messed up today. And this is going to take practice for you to get to this level here where you can take small talk into deep talk, because that's just an example. You'll say, well, we didn't really talk about anything deep. But sometimes what's personal to somebody is deep. And that's what you have to understand. In order to lead conversations to build relationship, it doesn't have to be about you all the time. Sometimes the problem is you want to talk all the time. You want to tell people everything about you because you think you're super interesting. The truth is, you actually will appear more interesting to others when they tell you more information about them, because now they have less information. They've given up all of their information to you, and now you seem more interesting because they don't know as much about you, but they understand some little things. They understand, oh, you never been jet skiing, but you didn't tell them a whole lot of information. So learning to let other people talk is actually going to help you prove to be interesting. Actually, learning to keep the conversation going is what makes you interesting, because most people don't even know that you're doing it to them, because after a while, once you get better with it, it flows. But that's all I do. It took practice for me to do it because I hated small talk. I still do, but I learned it's a necessary evil in order to get closer to people, and that's what you're going to have to do, is understand that's a necessary evil. You can't just get to some deep, meaningful topics without opening people up first. Why would they even talk to you about something real close to them or you really unique to them when you haven't developed or built anything? So you do have to do that to set the foundation. So yeah, that's why small talk is important to know. For most people that are classify themselves as introverts, you're just like, screw it, I don't want to deal with it. I'm just telling you, it's going to help you improve. Even if you don't want to do it, you may despise doing it while you're doing it, but you will start to see different results. You will start feeling better about some of the conversations you walk away with people, because it could be somebody that you only met in a casual situation, but then you and that person can walk away thinking, dang, I shared a lot with them that I don't share with most other people. And this works all the time for me. And it's something that will work for you. And if, like I said, if you want specific practice, I already work with one of my Patreon subscribers doing this. You can go to the Patreon and sign up. You get access to my private Discord. I give you examples, I give you advice. We could practice scenarios together. I do as much as I can to make sure you actually learn how to develop conversation game. And also it can translate to relationships and dating as well. So I'm going to stop it right here. Let me know in the comments below if this was helpful. Thanks for watching.